On this week's episode of Comic Confidential, we fangirl out over the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 teaser trailer, break down the massive CW 4-way crossover, and seriously question the future of The Walking Dead. Let's get into it.
What is up, guys? This is Comic Confidential, the weekly podcast.
That was intense.
It was intense.
Jesus.
And I haven't even had any, well, I've had one energy drink today.
Well, that's enough for you.
Yeah.
Carry on. Sorry.
Carry on. Anyway, this is the weekly podcast where we bring you all the week's comic-related news and break down the top moments from all your favorite DC and Marvel TV shows. I'm your host, Cade, and alongside me today, it's Troy. No Amy today.
No, Amy. She's busy with her friends and life and stuff and things that she does that we don't have or do.
Yeah, it's like, oh, Amy, what are you doing on Sunday afternoon?
Hanging with my friends.
Yeah, doing Sunday sesh. What are you doing?
Hanging with Cade.
Yeah, oh, great.
Yeah, boring as crap. Hey, man. How you been?
I've been good. How are you?
I am also good. We have, let me tell you, this is probably one of the, I'm going to go on a limb here and say probably one of the best weeks of TV we've had overall.
The best!
It's pretty good. Minus one show, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
If you don't know what we're talking about, you will find out soon enough because the rage will spill over into your ear holes.
Troy's rage virus has actually passed on to me.
Yep.
And I feel sick and I hate myself for it.
Welcome to the dark side, my friend. Let's get into some news. So first news story this week is unfortunately not a happy one, and we didn't get to cover it off last week because it happened unfortunately after we went to air. But Ron Glass has passed away. He passed away on November the 25th. And for those of you who don't know, actor of Barney Miller and obviously all that sort of stuff, but we know him best as Shepherd Book from pop culture smash hit Firefly.
Hashtag bring back Firefly.
Oh, hashtag can we though?
Yeah.
I think it even if it's just as a season to remember Shepherd Book. Let's do that.
Yeah.
If for no other reason, there is a reason to do it now.
This has to be the longest running series bring back hashtag ever.
That will obviously, but it's never worked, unfortunately.
I know.
However,
we've never endorsed it.
Well, hey, that's true. That is absolutely true. We have never gotten on the bandwagon before, so we'll see what happens now.
Yeah.
Chances are.
That is very sad news, and 2016 has not been a good one to celebrities.
Oh, it has been a genuine C-bomb of a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, Rogue One. The runtime's been confirmed by Lucasfilm's creative Pablo Escobar Hidalgo on Twitter at the rumored time of 133 minutes, which just happens to be the same runtime as Fantastic Beasts.
So, in case you didn't understand a word that Cade said, because he's terrible with people's names, worse than me, and I get them wrong all the time. 133 minutes for Rogue One's length.
Damn.
It's good. It's good.
That's about the perfect time.
Because it actually, it'll bring us into our next story, but this will be, it's a standalone. So, there you go. Because it has been confirmed that there will be no sequel, which I think is fairly, obvious.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Another 2-hour movie in the 10 minutes in between that happens?
Yeah, exactly. In between this and episode 4, impossible. However, so I think it has to be over 2 hours, but I don't know. I'm interested to see how it all wraps up, how it finishes. But I'm pretty sure, spoiler alert, future spoiler alert, possibly, because I don't actually know, everyone's going to die.
I think you're right.
Yeah. I think they kind of have to.
Yeah. Otherwise, the story won't really make sense.
Yeah. They kind of all sacrifice themselves to get the plans of the Death Star into the hands of the right people. But it all goes pear-shaped, doesn't it? Episode 4. Get into it, kids. Moving on, Viking star Catherine Winnick is vying for the role of Black Canary in the DC cinematic universe.
Make it happen.
Make it happen, man.
Take my money.
Take all my money. Take my shirt. And I'll keep my pants.
Well, actually, if someone took your shirt and broke it up, they could give 8 children new shirts.
That's true. I do wear 8 XXLs.
Yeah.
Look, I think this is a great choice, man. If somebody has the ability to make this happen, just make it happen, man. She is perfect. And if you haven't seen Catherine Winnick's work, check out Vikings. She's amazing in it.
Is Vikings based in medieval times?
No.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, but I mean, enough. Yes.
I'm never going to watch it. You have to tell me how good she is.
Well, you kind of see more Viking stuff than you see kind of medieval stuff, but the medieval Englandish type of stuff is definitely in it. But it's definitely more Vikings-ish, Scandinavian. That's not a thing.
I'll
right?
give it
like a medieval thing.
I'll give it 2 episodes.
That's all you need, champ. As soon as you see her on screen, anyway, you'll just be like, "Yeah, I'm in." Also, yeah, I'm also in.
Okay, fantastic. Hey, Jeffrey Dean Morgan confirms Negan for season 8 of The Walking Dead. Now, this is no surprise to me. Shouldn't be a surprise to anyone that reads the comics because that motherfucker hangs around for a long-ass time.
Yeah, so if anybody was thinking that this was going to culminate into some sort of big finale death of Negan getting his revenge or someone getting their revenge this season, not going to happen, kids. So we've got, 8 episodes left to see where it actually goes.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that more a little bit later. Jeff Johns has started following the Man from U.N.C.L.E. and the Social Network star Armie Hammer on Twitter. And now the internet has gone into full-on detective mode, trying to figure out who this guy is going to be in the DC Cinematic Universe.
Number 1 rumor is Green Lantern.
Correct.
Have you seen on the internet there's been... the poster of the Justice League, how they're all standing there, and there's this tiny little blob in the crowd.
In the cloud.
Yeah. They say that is Green Lantern. I think those people are searching way too hard.
Yeah, I think if you look at something long enough, you'll start to see what you want to see.
Yeah.
Also, stop taking drugs, kid. It's bad for you.
Just a question. Who would you rather? Green Lantern or Martian Manhunter?
I think I would prefer Martian Manhunter, and then in 2020 we'll get the Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah.
I don't think we've tried Green Lantern too soon, too recently. Let's move past that. Let's give the wounds time to heal. Get us to 2020 before we see it again. And yeah, give us some Martian Manhunter, man.
That would be awesome.
Well, you see how good the CW can do it on a TV budget. Man, imagine that guy in the Justice League movie just popping up at the end at least or something
so good.
It'd be so good.
Surely he has to be in that universe, right?
Well, yeah, he would, but whether they actually, whether they reference it or anything like that, who knows? I don't think there'd be any licensing issues or anything with anybody else as to why they couldn't use him. It's just whether they want to do it and whether they want to go so CGI heavy with a character, even though Cyborg is fully CGI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Argument invalid.
Exactly. Illuminati confirmed.
Confirmed, yes. Hey, James Wan's Aquaman release has been pushed back 3 months to October 2018. Should we be worried?
No, I don't think so.
Nah, not at all. If anything, it could be working on making a better story.
Exactly. It's way too early to be concerned about whether, what this means for this particular movie. They're still in the they've only just finished scouting locations and things like that. It is not far enough along to really start worrying about whether they're doing reshoots or rewrites on the script or anything like that. So I think we're well and truly fine. And I think if anything, what it does is pave the way for an earlier release of The Batman.
You reckon? Because 2018, where we are at the moment, mid-December, early December, that's really not that far away.
No, well, you would say it's slightly less than 2 years away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well done with your math.
Yeah, thank you.
But for a movie like that, that's a quick turnaround, I think.
It is a quick turnaround, but, you don't know how much they've already filmed, sort of, I guess, behind the scenes of Justice League.
Yeah.
Because they could do a lot of extra, they could do a lot of Aquaman work when they're doing that, when they're shooting in, Iceland and things like that. They could do a lot of the Aquaman work there. And then get into the main bulk of the story later. I don't actually know how things are made, so couldn't tell you.
You're full of shit, mate.
Yeah. But it's a good theory.
It is. It's a fantastic theory.
Thank you. Now for the news feature of the week, and slightly part of the reason why we are recording so late is the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 teaser trailer has dropped. My God, this room is just... If you had
just done
a black light in this room,
holy shit! You could talk to other planets from the light that's coming out of here right now.
You could. You can definitely see it from the moon. This is awesome, man. I loved Guardians of the Galaxy, and I might have loved Guardians of the Galaxy more than other people because I've heard a few things lately that, like, a lot of people don't rate it as one of the better comic book movies to come. Like, okay, let me rephrase. They rate it as one of the better ones, but not up there with the best.
What?
Yeah. So for me, like...
These people in your life, just fuck them off because you don't need that negativity, man.
Well, yeah, I know, but like it's a thing that it kind of makes you realize that, you know, while there are a group of people that obviously think that this is the shit and this is like, you know, almost the pinnacle of, you know, Marvel comic book movies or whatever, as I do, there are others that still firmly believe that Civil War was a much better movie and all that sort of stuff. I completely disagree.
Those people are, I'm just saying it now, they're dickheads and they're wrong.
Yeah.
100%. You know, those people probably like Iron Man 3. That's their favorite Iron Man movie.
It's easily the best, though.
It is.
Yeah, I love it. Mandarin, more. They did it so
Nailed
well.
it. Nailed it.
Anyway, getting back to this, like this, man, what is it, March next year?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you realize how close that is to where we are right now? Like,
it's so close. I can taste it. Just
yeah, okay. You need to, yeah. You don't want to be opposite what I'm having to look at right now, folks. Look, but it was so cool. Like, so we got to see everybody back again. Obviously, the big star of this one, Baby Groot.
damn, man, he killed it. And he's strong as fuck. Like for a little baby.
For a little baby plant, yeah.
Does that make you think like he's just staying as that little plant because he wants to be it?
Nah, I doubt it.
Because he had those like roots just grow out of him like supersized.
Yeah, well, that's true though. But what I want to know, and I don't really know, like I don't have this sort of information at hand. The time difference, like the time jump from Guardians 1 to now.
Yeah, it could be months.
Yeah, so what is it in the grand scheme of everything that's happened in the meantime, like from Guardians dropping to this movie? You know the events based on the movies that have come out, but what is the actual time frame, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So how long is it going to take for him to grow back to, you know, Vin Diesel Groot?
One more movie.
One more movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Infinity
Okay.
War.
Yeah.
He'll be full size there. Or he'll be like reckless teenager size.
Reckless teen.
You know, like how Charmander was a dickhead?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he'll be like that.
Just constantly running away from home and slamming his doors and
Yeah.
all that sort of stuff. Yeah, that's fair. What I really like about this though is this shows, you know, like this is James Gunn at his best, man. You've got in a 2-minute trailer, you've got me more hyped for more hyped for this movie than any other movie, based on action, humor, soundtrack, the fucking cinematography, the coloring, everything. Like, I'm sold. Take my money.
Yeah, really?
Take all of it.
Now, in my opinion, I don't think we need another trailer because, you know, we got to see Mantis in this.
Yeah.
And she looks fucking awesome. Made for, like, the funniest scene of the trailer, too.
Oh, yeah, for sure. If you didn't laugh at that, you've got some problems.
Yeah, this movie's not for you.
This movie is not for you. But you're right. You're exactly right. So this is a situation where they've got a really fine balance between how they market this. If they go too much with it and they show too much, you know, they're going to ruin it.
Yeah.
But keep it like this, kind of like this, you know, similar to Deadpool with its guerrilla marketing.
Well, that's apparently the plan for this movie, is that James Gunn is getting very creative with how he wants this movie to be marketed.
Yeah.
So I can see a whole bunch of Groot just getting smashed around everywhere.
Yeah.
For everything.
Just plastered everywhere.
Yeah, you know, just marketing stupid little McDonald's meals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You'll see him everywhere.
As long as I'm happy to see that sort of stuff, but I don't want to see 4 trailers and, you know, 3 TV spots and, you know, a Super Bowl special trailer.
Yeah.
And like all this other stuff, you know what I mean? Like certain other movies have done. But yeah, let's see what happens, man. I'm really excited for this movie. Every single character is a character you can love. And if you're not with me on the loving Guardians of the Galaxy bandwagon, then
You need to check yourself.
before you wreck yourself.
Something's coming.
Guys.
this week it finally bloody happened.
It did.
We got the 4-night crossover, and holy shit, man, I couldn't get home from work quick enough this week.
Yeah, true. This is something they've been building up and marketing for a long time, and it finally hit over. Okay, so they say over 4 episodes,
But it was like 3.1.
You'd even give it a 1. It was like
No, I'm going to give it 3.1 because it was about 1 minute of crossover.
yeah, but I'll give it 3 because they actually rehashed everything that happened in the Supergirl episode in the Flash episode.
That's true.
So you can't even, like, there is absolutely no reason to classify this Supergirl episode as part of the crossover. Supergirl herself, though, was a decent part of it. So we'll give it to them.
Yeah,
They
okay.
they didn't lie to us completely.
All right, so let's start it off. It was a bit of a disappointment with Supergirl.
Well, it was in the sense that, like, I really thought that this was, I think everybody did. I think everybody thought that this was going to be the real sort of intro into this whole invasion. But it was really kind of nothing more than, here's a breach here for some reason.
Yeah.
And then here's another breach here as a distraction for some reason. So it's kind of like...
And it's like, how convenient was it that it was like saving her from Cyborg Man?
Yeah,
That's how bad that acting is, by the way.
It's not the best.
It, like, mate, just...
In
don't-
all fairness,
No, mate.
at some point he has to do like 3 characters.
I don't care, man, but that's just... Like, I know he's just doing the lines that's given to him.
Yeah.
But come on, mate.
He mightn't necessarily have the range that, seasoned theatre actors like yourself and myself have.
This guy is an AI robot. He probably knows everything in the world now.
Well, that's true.
He went to the bloody Fortress of Solitude.
I don't know if I touched on this last week, right? But this shits me to tears because who has access to this thing? Everybody.
Everyone who can lift up the really heavy key.
How does this guy even know that it exists?
Well, that's a good point.
Like, how do you get to that point in the first place?
Maybe it's just not a secret. Like, oh, here's the fortress. If you can get here, you're bloody welcome.
Yeah, if you can survive the journey and lift the key, or use my stuff.
Yeah.
Just clean up after yourself. And watch the robot that'll kill you if you're not an actual Kryptonian.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how any of that played out, but that to me was a bit bizarre. And it all led to this whole Medusa storyline and all that sort of stuff, which was kind of, this is the mid-season finale for this particular show.
Which I did not realize.
So this kind of, like, I guess you could say it wrapped it up nicely, but we were looking at it to kind of, lead into this crossover, which was, again, pretty disappointing.
That's, I guess, seeing that it is the mid-season finale, it's just unfortunate timing.
Yeah.
Which is shit because it really let down the whole crossover event for Supergirl.
Yeah, and I think it would have been better for the show Supergirl to have that as the intro into it rather than just have her in these other shows.
Yeah.
These other shows are already popular enough, right? So I get that. I get why they do it, but why not, take Supergirl and make it a massive part of this whole thing? Anyway, they didn't do it, but they did wrap up a couple of little storylines, which we may as well quickly cross off, I guess.
Yeah.
So Alex and Maggie hook up. That was nice.
Yeah.
They finally got their shit together.
I'm kind of happy that little story arc's now closing up because I feel like it's probably gone on an episode too long.
Do you think?
Yeah.
It's only really been 2.5 episodes.
Mate, it's felt longer.
Has it?
Yeah.
I think it's nice, man. I said it last week.
Yeah.
I
it's
like the way
nice.
it's done. They did it well, and this was another situation where a lot of the focus was on this. But it's good to see them get together. Who knows how long it's going to last? We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Another relationship that we knew was coming. We goddamn knew it was coming. Mon-El and Kara.
Oh, mate, I could hear Amy going, yes, from my place, man.
Yeah, they had a bit of a pash. And then they kind of, Mon-El pretended he didn't remember.
Man, he's a player.
He's a player.
Yeah.
He knows what's up. But we'll see what happens, man. Like,
Yeah.
they were always going to do it. Like, it's not something I wanted necessarily.
Now, I want to ask you something here.
Yeah.
Martian Manhunter.
Correct.
How's he fine? I don't care or I forgot. Is it like the storyline must be that shit? Like, I know Kara's mum did something, but what?
Yeah. So they had this Medusa virus, which was apparently, it was going to kill all the aliens.
Oh,
Earth.
that's right. And it killed the bacteria or whatever.
Correct. They did. Lena Luthor switched something out. It ended up like curing everybody very conveniently in the lead up to this finale. So that storyline that people were actually kind of half getting excited about, not so much myself, but there were people out there that were kind of like, oh, this will be cool. Let's see what happens with this. Well, guess what? It's done. It's over.
What a waste. Why even write it in?
I don't know.
Fuck.
They
could have done something so much cooler.
Yeah.
They could have made Martian Manhunter a fucking villain for the rest of the season.
Imagine that.
That would have been fucking fantastic. Someone put me into the Supergirl's writer's room.
Hey, you've got that real high-pitched, like, angry voice going on, champ. Just bring it down a bit.
Just breathe, mate.
Just calm down. Because we're not really here to talk about Supergirl anyway. We're here to talk about the crossover as a whole. Just one last storyline that was kind of wrapped up is not so much wrapped up, but the Cadmus storyline. Is that wrapped up? Because
no
she
more.
kind of went to jail.
Yeah, you would think so.
You'd think it's done, but yeah, we'll see what goes on when it comes back from break. Now, we get into actual crossover territory with The Flash, and holy shit, man, this was fun.
It was great. The first thing that I learned from this episode is Supergirl's from Earth 38.
Yes, now we know. Whatever that means.
It's been killing me for ages. We said Earth 3.
We did say Earth 3. Who are we to say things?
Yeah.
Podcasters, scientists, gentlemen.
Now, one thing I was pretty disappointed about her coming over, is that there was no Martian Manhunter.
Yeah. Here's something that I don't understand, right? Like, if you are going to take on aliens and you want to go and get an alien, right?
Why not go get 2?
Why not get 2? Because not only do
Why not get 3 and get Mon-El?
Why not? Well, Mon-El, I don't even know what that dude can do yet. I know he's strong, but that's kind of about it at the moment. And even that, he doesn't seem to be like he's really strong. But you have the potential to bring over Supergirl and Martian Manhunter.
What a waste.
And why isn't Kara just going, oh, hey, I've got this mate who is fucking perfect for this.
I got my cousin too. Do you want me to bring him?
But there you fucking go.
It's just like, oh my God.
I know they need to leave some people behind so Earth 38 is actually like safe.
But mate, they're only gone for a couple of days.
But if you've got a Superman there still, you can bring a Martian Manhunter.
Yeah.
It's fine.
He does not get out at all.
Yeah.
That bloke. He just like stuck in his office.
Well, that's true. And he could take a holiday. Alex could step up, run the DEO.
Yeah, she's got a little crypto suit.
Yep, exactly. Everything would be fine. But again, we digress. Getting back to everything that happens, I guess one of the first things. So this is the whole culmination of everybody coming together. So this is probably wrapped up really quickly, like a little bit too quick, for what I would have hoped. But I understand they've got to do it.
Yeah,
in a very short
it was
time.
like a scene cut. It's like it was almost what you saw in the damn trailer. I'm not going to do it alone. Scene cut in the Hall of Justice, and everyone's there.
Meanwhile, Hall of fucking Justice.
How fucking amazing
By
is
the
that?
way. Never actually referenced as that, but it is the spitting image.
Oh yeah,
that was cool as shit, man. It was a nice little throwback to the comics. Excuse me, I'm just like half dying over here.
Oh, I thought you were just getting emotional there, Kevin Smith.
I've only got 1 or 2 tears welling up at the moment, so I'm good.
That's okay.
I'm good to go for about another 10 minutes. But yeah, Hall of Justice, man, that was cool. I think the whole the interactions with everybody. What I really loved about this is, they kind of use Supergirl as the pinnacle, right? She's this one that's come over. She's the alien. She's all powerful. So let's try to, we'll practice on her.
Yeah. And these guys look like chump change compared to her, man. She's just there like, pew, 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 shooting her and shit. She's just like laughing.
Basically laughing. Man, everyone is getting their ass kicked. And they keep going, they keep trying, and they keep getting their ass kicked. But it makes you realize that there is probably, there's honestly nobody on that group, when you really think about it, that would actually stand a chance against Supergirl.
Yeah.
Apart from maybe Barry Allen himself.
If he learned how to use his Speed Force properly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But currently, as they currently stand, there's a lot of humans on that team.
Yeah.
So, and they actually reference that a bit later. But yeah, I don't know, man. She's like, she's just kicking everyone's ass. It was great. What else happened? There was heaps.
We kind of almost found out what the Dominators are up to in this episode. It really took a long time for what these Dominators were doing, like what their intentions were.
Well, it's kind of like it wasn't really fleshed out like that much at all. It was very, very weird in the sense of, it's kind of like I don't know, like how did they even know to turn the main group against Oliver and Barry? Like how had they already pinpointed these people? You actually kind of find out a bit later, like why it all happens. But in this particular episode, you're kind of left wondering, like, what is going on? Why are they here? Why are they doing this? What is the whole point? I guess it's lucky that it's fleshed out later.
Yeah, that's the only thing that kind of saved that like little plot device.
Yeah, because while you're watching it, you're really left in the dark. But it does, it does come around, and it's satisfying enough in itself. There are a couple other little things that I did want to point out, and it goes back to when everybody's sort of coming together and all that sort of stuff. And this was a really sort of heavy on Barry, fucking with the timeline and ruining everybody's lives.
Man, doesn't Cisco give it to him?
Oh, Cisco,
he's
holds
savage,
a grudge.
man.
Like, we get it, man. Your brother died.
You know what? In like the first season of The Flash, he actually says, "Go back and save your mum."
Yeah.
It's like, you're a fuckhead, mate.
I know. But this is another situation where Cisco has kind of taken it upon himself to just tell everybody, like to force the point, I guess.
Yep.
Same as he did with Caitlin the week before or a couple of weeks before or whatever it was. And, it's like Cisco is such a lovable character.
Don't make him this fucking dickhead.
Oh, he can do some dickish stuff sometimes, man. And it's just, it is not your, like, it's you are not responsible for the fucking, for the unveiling of all the truths to everybody. You don't hold all the keys.
Yeah.
And he finds out that lesson, like later on, I think,
Mate,
at
this
some
guy,
point. But
this guy can bloody ride the future. Just see what's going to happen if you say this shit.
that's a good point too, that I never actually really thought. You could actually just see how it all pans out.
Yeah.
Potentially.
And just be like, maybe I won't say that yet.
Yeah.
What a joke.
Hey, Adam got a new suit.
Yeah, and guess what? He's got an extra dark visor because now he's super cool.
What? But that kind of came out of nowhere. That's like end of, the episode where they find the dark matter.
Yeah.
Then they don't talk about it for an episode. And then it's like, bam. Oh, hey, by the way, I got a new suit, so I can totally play now, you guys.
Totally convenient. And it's, it's a couple of shades darker in its paint job as well. So, he's a little bit sleeker, a little bit cooler.
Yep.
I spotted something that has happened for the first time in the whole life of this DC verse on TV.
Yeah.
And that's Oliver ran out of arrows.
Yes, he did. He did. For the first time ever. So this whole situation was pretty cool. Like, this is where they kind of, by this stage, the Dominators have set everybody else up against Barry and Oliver, and they're very much up against it because they're kind of up against a Supergirl here, like at this point as well.
Yeah, boy, did they go easy on them.
Oh yeah, because realistically, again, this is a situation where if she wanted to, and you've got to assume that she wasn't actually in control of anything.
Yeah,
like she should have been able to at least kill Oliver quite quickly, quite comfortably.
Well,
I know Barry saved him or whatever a couple of times.
But considering she's as fast, and it's actually said in this crossover that Supergirl is as fast as Barry.
Yeah.
So, mate, everyone should be bloody dead.
Yeah, basically. But overall, I loved it, man. Like, I love this little, this whole fight because it's kind of matching people up against people that you haven't really seen before.
Yeah.
Which I thought was cool. But yeah, so it leads to a situation where for the first time in the history of ever, and the last time you see it happen, mind you, because it doesn't happen again, Oliver runs out of arrows. There's a little plot device, but it's cool. It's never happened before.
And we got to see Kid Flash save the day and then get knocked out straight away.
That's true. Yeah, so that's a situation where I don't really, I don't know. I feel like... what's her name? His sister completely escaped my mind. I'm just drawing a complete blank. Iris, yes. So Iris, this is a situation where she has been incredibly harsh, on her brother in the sense of nah, you're not doing this, you're not ready, all that sort of stuff. I'm not giving you a chance to prove yourself. You'll get hurt and all that sort of stuff. Kind of being more mother than sister.
Yeah.
And then he's kind of like, in the end, he's kind of like, you know what? Fuck you, man. I'm going to give it a shot. Saves the day, then gets knocked out. He should probably learn his lesson. He needs to take his time and listen to his
Exactly.
sister.
And, you know, that's actually going to be good because, you know, he will become proper Kid Flash in the second half of this season.
Yeah, for sure.
You want to move on to Arrow, the 100th episode?
Yes. So, basically a real nostalgia hit.
Yeah, I thought they actually did this quite well because I knew the Arrow crossover was going to be like just very Arrow-centric and wouldn't touch on the Dominator story too well, but the way they did it was actually really clever.
It was.
How they were in that augmentic? I can't even say they were in the fake reality.
What are you trying to say? Like
augmented.
Augmented.
I don't know. Who bloody knows? Anyway, so they're in the fake reality, and I thought that was really clever. And the fact that they could figure out they're in the fake reality was really, that was a good plot device.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And it was good to see some of these old characters come back. I'll say it, man. I'll say it. It was good to have Laurel back for this episode in particular.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, man. Like, I hate myself for it, but like, I miss
I had to
her.
have a shower.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And eat Oreos.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. Like she does add value to the show, but you don't realize it until she's gone. I don't think she adds value as the Black Canary.
See, I'm going to disagree.
Really?
I want like Earth 2 Black Canary though.
Well, what's she called? The Black
Siren.
Siren?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they'll bring her back for sure.
Has to
At some point. But I think this is really the end of Laurel as it is. Like, I don't think we'll see that character again.
Yeah,
not
surely
in
not.
flashbacks or anything. I think that Oliver has had a chance to say his goodbyes. Sarah has had a chance to say her goodbyes. Like, I think that'll be it.
How about Speedy? Like, no, I'm staying. Put Oliver through that like shit emotional state.
Yeah.
And then 2 minutes later, no, I'm coming.
Yeah.
It's like, you're a fuck's sake. Like,
Just make up your mind.
Why do it?
Yeah. Well, we don't actually know what the time difference was, but it did seem like it's just kind of like, yeah, no, I don't want to go. Oh, yeah, no, I'm going to come now.
Yeah.
I don't want to stay here. Everyone's weird.
And dead.
Yeah. Speaking of dead, this is something that, like, this is bizarre to me because in this shared hallucination or whatever. So this was obviously a lot of these people that Oliver and Thea and all this sort of stuff had lost. And even though, you know, like Roy was there and Diggle was there.
Can we just say Roy's CGI?
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean Roy. I meant Ray.
Oh, right.
But we'll get to that in a second. So Ray was there and Diggle was there and Sarah and all that sort of stuff. But it was more, if this was for anybody, it was for Oliver and it was for Sarah probably.
Yeah.
Everybody else kind of just
Fitted in, yeah.
in a way. But there was no real sort of drama for anybody else, as it were. But with this, like, this is a situation where, you know, he's surrounded by loved ones that he's lost, and it's all like a reminder of how things could have been, you know, maybe if he didn't pick up the mantle of the Green Arrow and all that sort of stuff or whatever. But yeah, we get to this hallucination, like not this hallucinations, these holograms kind of thing at the end. And it's kind of like all his dead loved ones have, like, you know, they're just on the stairs and they're kind of saying goodbye to him and all that sort of stuff. Roy and Felicity are also there. Neither of those two are dead.
Yeah, see, I think you misinterpreted that. When I saw that, I didn't think they were all dead people. I just thought they were people from his past.
But why are they saying goodbye? Like, why would Felicity be there saying goodbye when she is literally going to be there when he wakes up?
Because, like, they're saying goodbye from that life. That's all it was.
No.
I think you're reading too much into it,
I think you're reading too little into it, son.
No way.
Either way, Tommy was there, but it wasn't actually Tommy. It was just some completely other different actor, which is fine, I guess.
Was it really someone different?
There is no way that was Tommy Merlin. It was supposed to be, but there is no way that was Tommy Merlin.
I'm sure it was.
Nah, go back and watch it. I swear it wasn't. And Roy didn't say a word.
Fuck.
But some of the worst, like, CGI I've seen yet. Why not just use a still of Colton Hayes that you've got from years of footage?
Hundreds of hours of fucking TV. Look, you know, I saw that and I was blown away they let that pass. Like, okay, these shows let some really bad CGI go past.
Yeah.
But that is unforgivable. It made me think of Captain America before he got on steroids.
Oh, yeah.
How he had that big head and that little body.
It was a bit weird.
It looked fucking stupid.
There, like I wanted to sort of see what the world thought about this as well. So I went and I read quite a few reviews and things like that. No one referenced it.
Are you kidding me?
Like, I feel like either we are too harsh, right?
Nah, it was terrible.
But no one referenced it. No one referenced the fact that Roy looked terrible. No one referenced the fact that it wasn't really Tommy Merlin. That it was.
I think you might be the only person who saw that.
You have got to go back and watch it. But with that, and if I can just go on a little bit of a tangent with that, for me, that says to me that neither Roy nor Tommy can be Prometheus. Because if it was a case of, like, if it was either one of them, I don't think they would have shown up in that at all. Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
Well, I don't think, like, they couldn't even use the proper actors to do the two parts. So how hard is it for them to get these actors?
Scheduling, mate. It happens.
Yeah, it does happen. But, like, I don't feel like it'd be that hard, right? But don't you then think, like, if he's saying goodbye to all these people, this was very much a final goodbye, right? Do you really think they're going to turn around and then all of a sudden they're going to go, oh, it's Tommy?
Yeah, man, to make you just hit you in the feels even more.
No, I think they're
gonna Kevin Smith it up, mate. They're gonna bloody do it.
I guarantee if it was either of those two, they wouldn't have referenced them in that show.
Fine, let's move on. We got to see Arrow's Team B finally in this crossover.
Yeah, and for the only time.
Yeah, this was. Do you think they just didn't use them for the sake of overcrowding the situation?
Yeah, I think so. And these are guys that are obviously coming through and they're learning and all that sort of stuff. And they're, I think Renee kind of puts himself in a position where it's kind of shows that they're not ready for this type of thing anyway. So it kind of makes sense that they wouldn't be used. One thing, like, I might have missed it, so tell me if I'm wrong, but did no one question where Artemis was?
She was gone, mate.
Because she wasn't there.
She could have been in bloody school.
But at no point did anybody actually say, hey, where the fuck is Artemis?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I thought that was weird, man. And I know there's this whole, side story with her potentially being sided with Prometheus and all that sort of crap, whatever. But, like, at some point you got to go, hey,
yeah, where's
this kid?
Yeah, where's our third team member?
Yeah, where's this other one? But they didn't.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? One thing I do want to mention that I was disappointed with, right? I think it was cool, like, and this is going back just before we go into that side story. So this is going back to the shared hallucination, as it were. The use of Deathstroke, which was heavily promoted, I reckon, as like, we're bringing Deathstroke back. This is going to be so cool, you guys. Like, 100th episode, Deathstroke's in it. Yeah, he was, but
he got taken down extremely easy by Sarah.
Very, very easy. And yes, he came back. For the big sort of 4-on-4 or 5-on-4 fight or whatever.
They're bull rushing each other.
Yeah, but like, I genuinely thought that this was going to be a situation where they'd bring Slade Wilson back rather than just Deathstroke.
It would have been better.
Like, it would have been so much better because it was Manu Bennett who made Slade Wilson, who made Deathstroke. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they could have had Deathstroke there without the mask on. That would have been better.
Yeah,
would have been
not?
way better.
Yeah, or he just rips it off and he's like, hey, kid.
Yeah, you're fucked now, mate.
Yeah, basically. But they didn't, and that was pretty disappointing. Also, one thing I noticed is, Ray Palmer can't fight for shit.
Yeah.
By the way.
Except in the next episode.
Yeah, he does a lot better. Like, it's like he's grown as a fighter. I don't know, but he was getting his ass kicked.
Yeah, he is dead set terrible. Maybe it's his suit. Maybe it just fights for him.
Maybe.
Anyway, who's to say?
But going back to this side story, right? So this was a little bit weird. One thing I do want to mention quickly is I really feel like they underplay how smart Mr. Terrific is sometimes.
Yeah, terribly.
Man, like they kind of like, yes, he is a genius in the show, but they kind of play him off like a bumbling idiot.
Yeah, like a bit of a goof.
But this is like I don't know if it's consensus, but this is like the highly regarded, potentially third smartest man in the DC universe behind, like, say, a Lex Luthor and a Ray Palmer. Like, he's rated that high in intelligence, and I don't think they play on this like that much at all.
Well, before he joined the team and he just worked at Palmertech, he was kind of shone in that light.
Yeah.
And now he's just like the the goof who's trying to be a superhero.
Exactly. He's like the comic relief now.
Yeah.
When this guy is like genius level, like next level genius level. You know what I mean? Like he could string that sentence together a lot better than I could. But what I'm saying is this is a situation where you've got a whole bunch of guys that were beamed up into the sky, right?
Yeah.
You know you're dealing with aliens. You just saw them get beamed up. Yet it takes you a whole episode and a whole side story of gathering all this sort of stuff to realize they're in space. Like, are you serious?
You think you would look.
These are a bunch of guys, Cisco, Felicity, Mr. Terrific, all of them that consistently reference movies and pop culture and all this sort of stuff. Not one of them thought, okay, we're dealing with aliens. They just, beam me up, Scotty. They're obviously on a fucking spaceship. You know who can survive in space? Supergirl. So at some point, Supergirl could have just gone and had a fucking look in the air.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? It's just frustrating because
man.
these are geniuses. But is it to the point like they're so smart they're overlooking the simple things? Or
they needed HG there.
That's exactly HR.
Oh, it's
HR?
HR?
HR.
Oh, mate, that's who they needed.
They needed HR. He would have been like, space. Uh-huh. And everyone
Alien
would have gone like,
spaceships,
hey.
That's actually fucking brilliant. Why didn't they do that?
I don't know.
Fuck.
I do not know.
Anyway, let's move on to the highlight of the whole crossover, which was actually Legends.
Yes.
It built up to Legends, and man, it fucking delivered.
Well, see, this is the thing. Like, Arrow finished with this whole, like, space fight, sort of like, spaceships shooting at each other shit and all
Which
that sort of
totally
stuff.
was so believable. Like,
Look, it's a CW budget, man.
I,
and like,
no. I understand the special effects. More so, these guys could get into a ship that had no controls and get it back to Earth. Into Star City.
Yeah. Oh, no, look, they did a very good job. Well, they didn't get it back to Earth. They got it into outer space or inner space, whatever.
Oh, that's
and
right.
Then the Wave Rider picked them up. But, yeah, it's kind
Even
of like,
so.
oh, where are we going? We don't know. Oh, we're in the right spot. Oh, how do we get in the ship? I don't know. Oh, we're in the ship now. Oh, how do we start it? I don't know. Oh, it started. How do we drive this thing? I don't know. I'm driving it now. So it was all very convenient and very annoying, but fun.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like, it's popcorn action. It was still a good time. You could blame countless action movies for doing the same thing.
Oh, of course.
And look, if I had to choose between seeing this type of alien invasion or an Independence Day resurgence type of alien invasion, I'm taking this one any day.
Yeah.
But it does lead into Legends. And if anyone can give us the fucking heroes versus villains thing heroes versus aliens thing that we were like told was going to happen, it's Legends of Tomorrow, and they did a really good job, man.
Yeah. And with this, they actually, with a little bit of time travel and a little bit of, TV magic,
Yeah.
we learn what the Dominators are here for, and that's because metahumans.
Yeah.
And what's interesting about this is that they kind of name drop the fact these aren't the first metahumans they've come across. So there's been other planets with these superpowered people.
Correct.
Awesome.
Yeah. Very good. Opens up a whole new world of things that can happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is super cool. But all this is brought about by Barry sort of fucking with the timeline, basically, and showing how powerful these metahumans can actually be.
Yeah.
And, it kind of sort of made the Dominators freak out a bit, and it's kind of like, holy shit, we've got to take control of these people before they get to, powerful, kill us all, whatever.
Are the Dominators really that bad then?
I think they're just misunderstood.
I think, honestly, I really do think they're misunderstood because they're kind of almost trying to keep the universe in balance.
They should probably change their name, though, from Dominators to, like,
The
peace guys.
the Peacekeepers.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I think the name is kind of like, if someone said, I'm going to dominate you. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like,
you'd get that look.
Oh my
on your
gosh.
face. Yeah. One thing though that this show did inexplicably, and I don't really know what the whole point of it was, but they put Kara in the backseat for the whole first part of the episode.
Yeah. Thanks, Oliver.
Yeah, and I don't know why. Like, that makes no sense. That whole part of the story made no sense. Of all the shit that Oliver has seen in his time, surely an alien from another dimension or like another universe, multiverse, whatever you want to call it, is that bad. Do you know what I mean? Like it can't be that bad that he needs her to stay away from him and stay out of the action so he can just like get his shit together.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I'm already fighting some aliens, so I don't need another alien helping me.
Yeah, so you're going to take the most powerful weapon at your disposal and you are going to say, hey, can you just sit this one out because you're weirding me out a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get fuck Oliver, mate.
Fucking Jesus Christ, man. Like,
that's poor writing.
I don't know why you would do that. Like,
maybe it's just the effects to make her fly are expensive as fuck, but no, that can't be it because they have firestorms tearing up the place all this episode, and his special effects must be through the fucking roof.
Oh, I would say so. Even Adam flies.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like, you know, it can't be that. And she, you know, they use her in the last half of the episode and it's great. But like
over 4 episodes, man, to use her for what they did, big letdown there.
Oh man, this for me coming into this, like as much as I like love all these shows / hate all these shows sometimes, her appearance in this was one of the things that I was very excited for.
Yeah.
I thought this was going to be awesome, and to bring her into this universe, I thought was like it was going to be great, but they really, really undersold her. And it's unfair to the character, and it's unfair to the Supergirl show that she didn't get enough exposure in, you know, such a major crossover.
Yeah. In this episode, we learned that Cisco is trying not to be so dickish anymore.
He finally starts to lose a bit of the dickish.
Yeah, he goes, fucking up the timeline's pretty easy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, look at me. I just fucked everything up. Oh, yeah, okay, I get it now, Barry. Sorry, buddy. Let's be friends again. If I was Barry, I'd say, actually, you know what, mate? Fuck you.
Yeah.
You know, now you can sit and stew and, you know, understand how fucking easy it all is, and I'm going to be angry at you for a while.
Wankers, mate.
Mate, don't get it. Anyway, let's get into it because this was easily the most fun. Easily the most fun. And, you know, we've got the big culmination of the rooftop battle at the end, which is finally the heroes versus aliens, and it's just a big punch on. It's a whole lot of fun. We get, you know, we've had a couple of people join in as well. So we've had Vixen join in and Steel join in as well because it's Legends.
Yeah.
So they've got to come in. So I thought it was great, man.
It is good, man. I wondered where they were, like when they all kind of met up. I'm like, where's Steel? Where's Vixen?
Yeah.
The budget wasn't there yet.
Exactly. And you do run the risk of, like you said before, with the B team vigilantes, if you bring them all in, because they weren't in this episode either.
Yeah.
So if you bring them all in together, like it's just too much and you run the risk of like saturating it. But they had a good little side story with Steel, Vixen and Rory, and then Cisco and Felicity and all that sort of stuff. Like, you know, so it works out well. You can use them in the shows that they need to be in without going too crazy. The same as like you didn't see Joe and Iris and Wally again after The Flash. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. It's fine to do it that way. On the little like the little relationships between everybody, man. That's one thing I really dug about this whole crossover is the different pairings of people, like over the course of the episodes.
Yep. No, it was good. And like you talk about relationships, and one that we actually haven't touched on was Professor Stein and his daughter.
Yeah, because no one cares.
Well, it's one of the main things that they say they can't do, and it's a time aberration.
Yeah, but like, can they not? Because didn't Sarah do the same thing?
Everyone gets a go, mate.
Yeah, everybody gets one. Obviously.
Barry got 2.
Barry got 2. Cisco's got 1.
Yep.
Sarah's got a couple. They've all done it. I don't think it's like these are guys that go back to stop these aberrations, but they do it and they'll shoot up the place with like, you know, with their laser guns or, you know, Mick Royer will be out there with his like flamethrower and all this sort of stuff. They don't care, man.
Nah.
Like they've caused more problems than anything else. To turn around and say that this is a problem, we can't tell anybody because we've caused an aberration. Like, fuck that, man. You've caused plenty.
Yes. Yeah.
Plenty.
And there was something that Professor Stein said about this. He goes, well, the difference between Barry and I is I can go back and change it.
So can fucking Barry, dude.
Exactly. Like, Barry could go back and stop himself from doing Flashpoint and all that. But
you don't know
what happens when you do that again.
Yeah, because that's exactly what Barry did that caused this whole fucking problem in the first place. He went back, he saved his mum, created Flashpoint, realized he fucked up, went back, didn't save his mum, and then still fucked everything up. So you can't
Jay
win.
Garrick needs to come back and give the legends a talking to. He should actually be on their team, to be honest.
Oh, man, that would be so good. I would love to have that guy on there.
It'd be fucking amazing.
John Wesley Shipp on Legends.
Damn.
Take all my money, even though it's free because it's on TV. Take my money anyway.
Yeah.
What else are we talking about? Hey, here's something that I thought was weird, though. Like, even though we're talking about people that didn't make it into the next episodes. Thea.
Yeah.
That was kind of like...
She's like Team A for Barry.
Yeah, but it's kind of like... She's kind of like, oh, there's aliens? Fuck yeah, I'm in. After being like, oh, nah, not being a vigilante anymore.
And then
but
just
this is
gone.
aliens. And then she comes back, then she's like, oh, yeah, I'm into it. And then she's just gone for the whole big final battle at the end.
I feel like the writers forgot about her, honestly.
I would not be surprised, man.
Because they've got like already so much going on. I think they're like, oh, shit, we actually accidentally put Vixen in instead of Thea. Oh, just run with it.
Just run with it. We can't change it, man. We can't change it.
Just don't use her powers.
Yeah. Hey, she used power of elephant.
Yeah, that was good. That's a good change.
Yeah, except, do you know what she did once she used power of elephant?
Punched them.
She kicked them.
Oh, was it kick?
She was doing roundhouse kicks, just like elephants do in the jungle. So, figure out your fucking power set, would you? So we're talking about different dynamics. That was cool. I enjoyed a couple of them. I think it was pretty cool. One of the best, though, was probably Mick Rory's interactions with Supergirl.
Yeah.
Over the course of the couple episodes.
Sexual assault.
He did get quite a bit, like rapey.
A little bit rapey. Call me skirt.
Yeah, but it's funny though, man.
It is funny.
I think somebody in the CW loves Dominic Purcell, man, and loves this character because he gets all the fucking best lines, man.
Man, you know what? There's rumors going around of a spin-off show for him.
Really?
Yep.
Like, well, why not, man? If
He was great.
If you were going to watch like half an hour or 45 minutes or an hour or whatever, however they decide to do it, if you were going to watch like a show dedicated to just one of those characters, it'd be him, man. He'll get into some shit. It'd be funny as crap. What else happened? Oh, we had the party scene at the end.
Yeah.
Kind of like everyone saying their goodbyes and all that sort of stuff.
Got the little breach opener.
Yeah, it's just
the little plot
conveniently
device.
just like, like you couldn't have made that at any other point, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
But he made it while there was an alien invasion fight happening.
yeah, yes, exactly. So when he has actually been the busiest he's ever been in his life, he has made this device.
Hey, he could just be one of those people that perform really well under pressure.
Maybe. But it was good, man. So what that means, though, it does open up people going into either universe, which I think is great.
Yeah.
I would love to see more of Barry, Kara, Oliver.
Could you see her coming back for Oliver?
Never,
mate.
Man, it'd be
never. Oh,
it'd be
ow,
so
just
good.
wait. I know a guy that can shoot arrows.
No. I don't know. Like maybe she just needs like a strong male presence to like lead her team of underdog fucking superhero aliens.
Maybe she'll just open up the breach and get fucking Jimmy Olsen thrown into CW.
Yeah.
Sorry, not CW, into Oliver's.
Yeah. Oh, it's like, oh, no, yeah, they'll just go, oh, I hear you like vigilantes. Here's another one.
Yeah.
There you go, Guardian. Now you got something to do. Yeah. I still like the idea. I love the idea of those three together. I love the relationship that Kara and Barry have. She never wavered from him, man. She basically stood there and she said, I will always trust you, Barry, but you got to win the trust of them over there. And she barely knows the dude. She loves him.
Well,
That's good, man.
It is good. He got her ice cream, mate.
Well, that's true.
Anyone who gets me ice cream is a winner.
Well, it looks like you've had a lot of ice cream. So
I have a
there's
lot of winners
out there.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, and, okay, of course, in the party scene, there was one little throwaway reference to Brandon Routh's time as Superman, which was, it is what it is, isn't it? It was...
Mate,
it's one of those...
when it happened, I was just like, really?
It's one of those things that you either cringe at or you have a laugh at. I had a bit of a laugh at.
Yeah, I cringed. I was like...
Yeah. But it's funny. But it's like, yes, we all remember that you were in Superman Returns, bro. Just drop it.
Yeah.
It's cool. You're the Atom now. You're doing better.
You're doing better.
That's it, man.
That is it.
I do have a couple of questions.
Okay.
A couple of questions. Overall, now that you've seen it, did it live up to the hype?
Yes and no.
Yeah?
I thought it was, like, the crossover was great. It's the first time it's ever happened on TV. It's a 4-show crossover.
Yep.
Simply fucking amazing. Making history, mate. Wish there was more Supergirl.
Yep.
That's my only thing. And yeah.
Considering how much we rag on the show Supergirl,
Well, and that's the problem. We wanted her to be the best.
it has never been about her. Go back and listen to all the episodes, kids. It's never been about Kara or the Supergirl character. It's been about the show and the writers. Mm-hmm. We see the potential that she has. I think it did, though.
Oh, yeah. It did live up to the hype. I couldn't, like I said, I couldn't wait to get home and watch them.
I wouldn't say I want it every year. Like, it's not something that I'd want to happen like every season. I don't think that needs to happen. I think like little crossovers here and there, like a 1 show, 2 show sort of thing.
Yep.
I think that's good. But for what they did, like, I think it was fun, man. It was so good to have all these characters interact, and I would love to see it again. There's just a couple of things I wish they didn't do. I wish it didn't coincide with Arrow's 100th episode.
Yeah, that was a letdown. That was one of the letdowns. But like I said, they did it really, really well.
They did it well for what they had available in the sense of like material. For a 100th episode, I would have loved for that to have been a standalone Arrow episode.
Yeah.
So they could really focus on those relationships without having to worry about this greater sort of thing. But I thought that was cool. Yeah, bring it on. I loved it. Second question. Who was the MVP?
Barry.
You reckon?
Yeah. He killed it, man. He had his own Quicksilver scene.
That's true. We didn't even reference that. That was so cool.
Actually, he had 2 Quicksilver scenes.
Well,
when he saved Oliver,
yeah,
who obviously was looking very sloppy there,
yeah,
just standing in the middle of the room getting shot.
Yeah.
Like, come on, mate. And then having the shits when he got saved.
Yeah, true. That was actually a very good point because he was on the verge of being done in by the vigilante.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Barry. You give it to Barry.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. I'm going to give it to Oliver.
Oh, yeah, that sad sack suits you.
Yeah. But when you think about it, like, you know, he's the guy who led the team without actually leading the team. Like, he kind of threw away the mantle of leader, and then for the rest of the show, from the time that he said, I'm not the leader Barry is, he led the entire thing. And that is the sign of a true leader when you're leading without actually
micromanager.
Yeah. But I think he did awesome, man. And I love what season 5 of Arrow is doing.
All right, cool. Let's wrap it up. What do you rate the whole crossover at?
Out of what?
Out of 5.
Oh, God, that's a bit hard, isn't it? I'm going to give it a 5, man. Fuck it. I had a good time.
Mate, me too. 5, just because it's so fucking cool. And that's going to bring us to the weekly wrap, the segment where we wrap up all the top moments from the rest of the week's TV shows this week. Starting off with Swear with The Walking Dead.
Oh, Swear.
And man, I swear, if I get another episode like this, I am going to continue watching this show.
Well, you probably will anyway,
Yeah.
but begrudgingly, let me tell you. Top moment number 1. Oh, hey, here's an idea. Let's revolve an entire episode around Tara and Heath.
Yeah, because they're my favorite characters and they really mean a lot to the story.
Who?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Actually, you know, when this came back, I was like, oh, they're still alive.
Yeah, you kind of forget where they are. And the only reason they were pushed to the side initially is because whoever the lady is that plays Tara had to go and have a baby.
Yeah.
And
she looks super Prego's Aftermath.
Yeah. Super Prego's Aftermath.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she looks like she just had a child. And the other guy, Heath, who I think is Corey Hawkins or something like that. I'm just making it up as I go.
Is he a skateboarder? Sounds like a skateboarder name.
He's not a skateboarder, but he played Dr. Dre in Straight Outta Compton.
He did too. Killed it.
Yeah, he did. He has been his pilot for 24 has been picked up. So from Fox. So it was season order of him in 24. So he had to go and obviously do that and shoot that and whatever it is. So that's what happened.
He's probably going to get killed off soon.
Well, that's probably why he's kind of disappeared, which we'll get to in a sec. Okay. All right. Let's just knock it out of the park. Okay. So I'll admit to me, and I don't know how you felt because obviously you liked last week's episode. This was better than that for me.
I don't see how, but I'm going to let you have your say.
Yeah. Look, like I understand it's kind of like, you know, you can have Tara in this, you know, this main story and all that sort of stuff. Fine, whatever. There are a couple of problems that I have with it. You've got them in the fucking side story as well. So you've got the main story, and then the side story is a flashback to them leading up to where they are in the main story. Like the entire fucking episode is made up of B characters.
Yep.
Even when they get back to Alexandria, or Tara gets back to Alexandria, you don't see anybody else. You see Eugene and you see Rosita. So it's kind of like all the A cast had to take a fucking break this week.
Yeah.
You know, like they were off doing promo stuff or whatever it is that they're doing that, you know, A-grade celebrities do. And the rest of the team was left to kind of pick up the pieces.
Yeah, well, you know, it kind of concerns me because we're only 2 episodes away from the mid-season finale.
Yep.
And, like, The Walking Dead is kind of guilty of this, like, every season, just doing these, like, bullshit filler episodes until, like, you get this last episode before the season finale, and it's just balls to the wall.
Yeah, but see, what they normally do, though, and they didn't do with this one, is they at least give you something at the end that
To
makes you
lead
want
up.
to come back and, you know, go, oh, fuck yeah, that's right. I now know why I want to watch the show again next week. This didn't do that, man.
Yeah.
Like, if we didn't have to talk about this show, this episode might have been okay. But because we actually have to delve in and find good parts about it to like, talk and hype up, it was fucking hard, man. Because there was just, it is such a slow slog. Like, you're going to do this 2 episodes before the end of the mid-season, like the mid-season finale. And when we brought in like an awesome character like King Ezekiel in episode 2.
Weeks ago.
Episode fucking 2. And we have not gone back. Yet this is the fucking side story that you want to like talk about instead. I understand it's good to find out what they're up to and to bring them back into the story. But you could do that as a side plot in a greater main story.
Yeah. Yeah, have the 2 stories going at once.
Yep.
Totally agree. Let's move on. Top moment number 2. God damn, there's another compound.
Yeah, like fucking that's what we need, isn't it?
Yeah, victims of Negan and the Saviors, all female, because Negan.
Yeah. Now, this is something that like I don't want to talk about it just yet because it's actually my top moment number 3. So we'll come back to it, but there's a reason why there's only females. They all seem to be well and truly like dead set on just killing people like, as soon as they meet them.
Don't want them in there.
Yep.
Tara tries to make an alliance with them.
Yep.
So actually, you know, her trying to make that alliance was like the fun part of the episode. She's like, I'm just going to go.
Yeah.
Like,
look,
that was good.
That character, like her character is fine. Like she's funny. She brings like a little bit of lighthearted humor to it and all that sort of stuff, but too hard to revolve a whole episode around that, man. This kind of a thing. So they're obviously on some sort of island. It doesn't really matter how they got there because it's inconsequential to anything ever. But they end up like they're apparently on this island. Tara ends up there. You know, they're running from Negan. They're hiding from Negan. They call like it just doesn't make sense though. They call walkers or zombies or creepers or wasted or whatever. They call them bobbers because they're on an island and they obviously come in the water. They weren't always on the fucking island.
I
They
know.
haven't been there for that long.
I know.
So why are you just going to change the name from whatever it was before to they're called bobbers now?
Because it's hip and cool, man.
Because it's different. And of course, there was another creepy young kid that was hell-bent on like killing people, which is what the show is really kind of like starting to get known for. It loves a creepy kid.
It loves it, man.
It loves a creepy kid. Top moment number 3. Now, top moment number 3 is actually a series of 3 incredibly terrible writing achievements in this show.
Oh, mate. Fire them out. Fire them out.
Right. So, incredibly terrible writing moment number 1. Negan killed all the men, all the male characters. So, within this new compound.
Yep.
So, killed all the men, killed every male kid over the age of 10, right? Why are there no baby boys running around? Why are there still no like young male children under the age of 10? Fine, maybe they weren't there.
Yeah, possibly weren't they?
That's fine, right? But B, why was he so lenient on every other compound?
Well, I'm pretty sure this episode said that they tried to attack them.
Rick
Yeah, I
and
understand.
Alexandria killed a ton of them.
I know.
Killed a ton of them and they lost 2 people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just, it doesn't add up. Maybe we'll find out one day in the future.
Maybe he's becoming a better person, mate. And he's looked back and he's like, damn, That was bad.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have been that harsh.
Yeah.
I'll be slightly less harsh next time
and
around.
the thing is about Negan, he is exactly like that as a character. He will laugh about, oh, fuck,
Yeah.
I shouldn't have killed all the kids.
Yeah.
And like,
Probably went a bit too crazy.
Yeah.
Look,
that's the character, man.
yeah, well, that's fine, but like to me, it's just it doesn't really add up. It doesn't make sense to me. Another one is so this compound. I don't even know what it's called. I don't care. There was a name, but I don't care. But this whole compound, so they are desperate to hide themselves from the world and to hide themselves from Negan, and they don't want anybody to know where they are and all this sort of stuff. One person comes into their compound and they are firing wildly.
Oh, mate. There's no tomorrow.
Like there's no tomorrow. So they're like making noise, they're wasting ammo, they're doing this, that, and the other. Yet they are, they are so in control of, their own little world and all that sort of stuff. Man, if you were running scared from something like that, you would be quiet.
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't even use guns, probably. You'd have them, but you would only use them when you needed them. If one human comes into your compound, you don't need to like fire off 600 rounds in order to stop them.
Yeah.
All right.
Can I say the last
Yeah,
one?
you go for it, man.
Oh, man.
This was the worst.
This was the worst. This is lazy writing and it's lazy creativeness.
Yeah.
Heath as a zombie. Oh, wait. No, it's not. It's just someone that looks like him. Fuck you, writers. You didn't fool me for a fucking second.
Like, what?
Who gives a shit? Why do that?
Who gives a shit? How on earth is it even fucking possible?
Yeah.
This is a bridge that is blocked at either end. So nobody new can really just make their way into this whole thing.
Maybe he crawled out of the sand. I can see that, but he wasn't dusty or anything like the others.
So this just happens to be a black woman with hair the exact same as Heath's, wearing a shirt the exact same as Heath's.
Yeah.
Like, you can't fucking do that. We are not idiots. You didn't fool anyone for a second. In fact, all you did was piss people off, man. This whole episode, all it did was piss me off from start to finish. And I like Tara as a character, and it's not fair on her
to give it this shit.
For it to be this shit. But,
Yeah.
She can't carry an episode. And they did fucking nothing, and we're too close to the mid-season finale. And the last two episodes, let me tell you, are going to focus heavily on Negan. Jeffrey Dean Morgan has said, I am heavy as shit in the next two episodes. So fuck Ezekiel, fuck Carol, fuck Morgan, fuck anybody else that we have met at any point in the first part of this season. We will not see them again before it comes back.
While you're raging, what do you rate the episode, mate?
Oh, mate, this is fucking lucky if it gets a 2, because this is not the right time to bring out this type of episode.
Yeah, I agree. 2, just terrible.
And in a season that has been a hard slog already.
Whew. And it's actually got its lowest ratings in a long time.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
So
there are a lot of people that are starting to tune out.
Yeah.
Because of how it's kind of playing its stories. Hey, let's move on.
Okay.
Gotham, Mad City, beware the green-eyed monster.
Top moment, number 1, Gordon goes up against another infected freak. And did he just infect Lee?
Did he?
I don't know.
I reckon so.
Really?
Yeah. Because, how it all culminated, this was, I guess when you're looking at the whole, what is his name? Mario Falcone? Well,
Yeah.
It's not Falcone, but you know what I mean. That whole thing was kind of really, really weak, really by the numbers. Like,
Oh, mate, it was so cliche.
yeah, the whole thing was very cliche. There was no real tension brewing at all. This is a whole storyline that was finalized within a week. So this is, a situation to where we saw him as a bad guy last week, and now it's done because he's dead. So this show needs a long haul story. We need something, and they might be doing that with this whole Court of the Owl things. We'll see. Right, but this whole storyline in itself kind of wrapped up very neatly, except for the fact that when he shot him, I swear she had blood on her cheek.
Yeah, who knows?
Is it a situation like...
does it work that way?
Well, did any get in her mouth and her eyes? Who knows?
Well, does an affected person's blood then also become like a transferable
Yeah, I would assume
You would think so?
Yeah, I would think so.
How convenient was it that that knife fell off the balcony so it doesn't look like he was trying to do anything?
Yeah, I know.
was
We know this is going to come back, and like it's going to come back, and it's going to be, Lee is just thinking Jim's like just killed this guy out of jealousy and all that sort of stuff, and the whole title.
Why would he go on his own?
Because he's Jim Gordon.
'Cause it's fucking Jim
he's a
Gordon.
fucking hero. He's the Batman of this show.
Yeah.
He's got to get out there and do his things. We'll see what happens. Maybe I'm reading too much into the whole blood transfer thing, and it doesn't actually work like that.
I think you might be, because I kind of missed that, but we'll find out.
Oh, we'll find
Hopefully it happens. She can cure herself.
Well, yeah.
It'll be a good fucking story that will go for 3 episodes.
if you're lucky.
Anyway, let's move on. Top moment number 2, and that is Bruce takes on the Court of the Owls.
Again, sort of.
Or to steal a crystal statue. I see you wrote Frozen.
Well, it looked like a frozen-looking owl.
Yeah, that's what crystal looks like, mate.
Well, you know what I mean. It didn't look like crystal. It looked like it was frozen.
Maybe it was a diamond.
Who
Big
knows?
ass diamond.
Either way, look, don't worry about my notes. While it didn't really make sense as to what they were chasing, and whether this was just a setup by the Court of the Owls, as in, haha, whatever you thought was in this safe isn't actually in this safe. Here's a statue of an owl. This is a situation where we at least got to see baby Bruce use some gadgets.
Yeah, that was cool.
It was finally cool. It was probably the most Batman the kid has ever been.
Yeah.
So he used a bit of a crossbow, friggin'
Lapel thing.
yeah, whatever you want to call it. Obviously, we know weapons real well. And then like a little smoke grenade, all that sort of stuff. It was cool.
Actually, how terrible was him using that smoke grenade? He almost threw it to the 2 meters to the side of him, clearly standing there, and just walks away.
Yeah.
It's okay, mate. It's your first one. We'll let it slide.
Look, performance anxiety issues, we understand.
Sweaty hands, they can slip out.
Yeah, the acoustics aren't right in the room.
Yeah.
It all comes together. It was good though. It was good to see that we got to see this kid in some action that isn't just him kind of being dragged around by Selena Kyle. He was actually in there and he was getting into it and he was being a bit Batman-ish, which is cool. One thing that wasn't cool about this whole storyline is that Talon is fucking gone now.
Oh my God.
Just gone.
Ugh.
This killer assassin that I thought was going to be an antagonist throughout this whole series
Gets taken down by the butler.
as this show does every time. Every time you start thinking a character might actually be cool, they will kill it.
Yeah.
And it basically it was Selena's mum coming out of nowhere, smashing it over the head with a vase, and then Alfred gets the drop on him and kills him. And it's like, come on, man.
This is a world-class assassin. It's not going to happen, mate.
This is a world-class assassin that they've just gotten rid of. Who the fuck is Selena's mum and who cares, man? I don't know. I wanted that guy to stick around. That's why I'm so disappointed with this whole thing, because it wasn't bad. It was a bit of fun. But yeah, why get rid of that? Anyway.
Yeah. Let's move on. Next top moment.
Top moment number 3. Nigma is finally onto Penguin.
I thought this happened last episode, man, with Butch.
I swear to God, this was covered last episode.
I did too, man.
I don't know. Obviously, I missed something, but he did not realize. And it took Barbara again to come in and actually tell him, well, not tell him straight out, but it's kind of like, here's a fucking riddle.
Yeah.
So it's fine. Like, it's good. And it's going to build, and, these two will go at it, and like that might be fun. And, it'll be a slow burn, how it all plays out.
This is a story that could actually work out well for Gotham.
Yeah.
It needs a solid story to hold it together.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, like you said, it's just little bits and pieces that are overlapping just to get you through to the next episode.
Yeah. Well, I understand this whole Mad City thing is, playing off this whole Alice Tetcher's blood. And, I don't know whether we're going to continue seeing this play as a factor throughout the whole thing, and that's kind of their story. And then the little sub-story or whatever is the Court of the Owls, which is playing slowly in the background. But this is something else that could, it could work out well, because both characters are pretty cool. Barbara's starting to become pretty cool as well. But yeah, we'll see what happens, man.
Yeah.
What'd you rate it?
What I rate it? I'm going to give it a 3. It was middle of the ground for me.
Yeah.
It's just there. I'm watching
Just
it.
there. Just watching it.
What about yourself?
I didn't mind it. I'll give it a 3.5. I'm enjoying my time with Gotham right now.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. That can change any week.
It builds up, man. It gets you really excited and then just shits all over you.
Yeah, it wasn't groundbreaking, but it was fun. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. deals with our devils.
Oh, god damn, man. Can Marvel do any wrong with their TV show at the moment? Oh, man. Are you glad you got back on this horse?
Oh, well and truly. But this is, there are people out there that don't like this show. And that's fine. Like, not everybody's going to love it, but there are people that think the show is actually shit. And I don't think these people are actually watching this show because it is probably one of the better ones. Outside of like your Netflix series and all this sort of stuff, this is one of the more consistently good shows.
And it has a storyline.
And it has a fucking storyline, man. It has a story. Let's get into some top moments. Top moment number 1, Coulson, Fitz, and Robbie are kind of trapped in the Upside Down.
Yeah.
If you want to look at it like that.
It was like that. And that's exactly what I thought. It had that whole darker tone. Actually, they had a sepia tone. It was actually quite warm, quite nice. And then it just started getting darker on them.
Yeah, which, man, that was played so well.
It was. It's like they're just getting dragged down.
Dragged down into hell, as it were, as, you sort of find out from the Ghost Rider or whatever.
Yeah.
They kind of mentioned that. But this was done really well. This is 2 separate storylines that are happening like parallel to each other. And that it's done in a really cool way where they kind of have to film both scenes at the same time.
That's exactly what I thought. I was like, fuck, how difficult would this have been?
So you've got like 3 people over here acting their scene, and then you've got 2 people over here acting their scene as ghosts. Man, like it's just like it's quality writing because there are a lot of shows that could try this and fuck it.
Yeah.
And this one did it really well. This to me was like one of the best episodes in a long time.
Yep, definitely.
And then you've got, Simmons had a little side story as well. So we've got another kind of Inhuman probably or something coming.
Yeah, someone obviously who's going to be quite major.
Yeah.
I wish they kind of fleshed that out a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of, it didn't intrigue me enough to go, fuck, what is it?
Yeah, if they had have given us some kind of like real, and maybe we just missed it. Maybe there was something that we missed. But yeah, if they had have given us some like sort of real cool little, this is who it's going to be potentially.
Yeah,
that might have been better.
It would have hooked me just that little bit more.
But for a side story, it was cool enough.
It was decent. Let's go on to top moment number 2, and the Big Mac becomes the Ghost Rider.
Oh shit, the Big Mac.
Damn,
man, that's one big ass Ghost Rider.
Fucking hell, man. And I got such a Terminator feel about it, with the big shotgun on his back.
Well and truly.
Riding the Harley.
How cool would it have been, though, if like the shotgun with the axe on it would have been like flaming as well? Oh. That would have been so cool.
God damn it.
God damn it. Mac is no longer the Ghost Rider, though.
Yeah.
So that was just a situation where it kind of needed a new host to escape what was happening to it.
Yeah.
So it needed to get away from Robbie because Robbie was dying in this upside down or whatever you want to call it. So it jumped into Mac. And what it did is it kind of helped to develop Mac's character a little bit in the sense of,
he's got a lot of darkness in him.
He does, but he's got, he's got this uncle and like all this sort of stuff. There are things that this guy has to do now other than just be the big guy on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. team. Because he doesn't normally get a lot to do, really. Gets a lot of lines, bit of exposure.
He's like the guy that will come and rescue you at the last minute, or
the guy that gets knocked out before all the action happens. So cool. I really like this. We're going to have a Mac and Robbie team up. Obviously,
the big guy and the little guy. We got some twins action going on.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll see what happens. We'll see what they do with that. I think we've only got 1 episode left before the mid-season finale.
That's correct, I think.
Question mark. Anyway, we'll see. Top moment number 3, Ada goes all Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Now,
man, direct link. Has to be.
A little bit of a double meaning there because she's obviously playing around with portals and all this sort of stuff, and this is, this is how they're trying to align the magic realm with Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And then also because she's playing around with a brain. He's a brain surgeon, all that sort of stuff. I'm reaching.
I think you are reaching. I think she's making herself a brain.
No, I know, but my point is he was a neurosurgeon. And then anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, but don't look at me like that. It doesn't matter, but she is obviously creating intelligence for herself.
Yeah.
And that is going to bring about some big problems. And this is what happens in the comics. Like these things become sort of like self-aware, if you want. Bit of Skynet action.
Oh, yeah.
Which we all love. So I would say direct link to the Doctor Strange movies.
Yeah.
And
well, they need it.
Well, they do. But See, this is what I don't understand. Like, aren't they kind of trying to distance themselves?
Are they?
Aren't they saying that these things aren't kind of connected to
They
these?
are connected, but the way they interact is very limited.
Yeah.
It's like those distant cousins you have. You know, you have them, but it's kind of like, yeah, that's it.
I kind of thought they were going away from that, though. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So we know we're now going to get a more sort of intelligent, self-aware Ada who will probably start to create some more of herself.
Yep.
So we'll see how that goes. What did you rate this one, man?
This was fantastic.
Yep.
Really, really good. Really clever. They got Ada to read the Darkhold.
Yeah.
Fantastic. 4.25.
Ooh.
Man, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., man, it's just kicking goals.
Nah, because I'm going to up you. I'm going to go
What?
4.5.
God damn.
I'm going to say show of the week, but, you know, the crossover was the crossover. Like,
Yeah.
the crossover was cool as shit. But, you know, Ghost Rider, Macca's Ghost Rider, all that shit, man. It was great fun. 4.5.
And that means it's time for Comic of the Week. No, it's not, because Troy was a lazy shit this week and didn't do it.
Look, it's not that I didn't actually do it. There will be a full review on the website, comicconpod.com. So I'm being a bit sneaky.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I got it, but you got to go here and check it out.
Yeah, however, I will tell you what it is because I do have one. It's just, it hasn't been fully fleshed out yet. That's the whole problem here. I'm digging my own hole. Venom #1 that has just been released. It's a lot of fun. You'll find out more about it on the website.
You remember, you have to convince me to read the comics.
Well, you're going to have to go to the website and read it.
Can I just call you and you read it to me?
Look, what I will tell you is this is the first time in a while that you're going to see Venom as an actual villain. It's always been, Venom has kind of been that character that has kind of been...
You know who Venom is, right?
Yeah, I do, but it's always been a character that's kind of been struggling with this, like, it's kind of like an internal struggle between whether it's a straight out villain or whether it's a hero or whether it has heroic tendencies or stuff like that. It's been a bit of an anti-hero for the longest time. This seems to be Venom at its most venomous. I'll give you that. But jump onto comicconpod.com to check it out. But there'll be a proper one next week, I promise.
Yeah.
Wink.
I'm totally not going to edit it out.
Edit what out?
Your Comic of the Week. I was just like, oh no, the recording didn't work.
You'd do that too.
Yeah.
You would do that. Hey, that's it, isn't it? Because I have nothing else to say. It's going to do it for another episode. Stay tuned with us next week as what are we doing?
I don't know. We got a couple of things like in the bank because we're like getting up to the pointy end of the year.
Yeah.
And there's just like some really cool things that we can talk about.
It's all very like within the last 3 episodes of the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of very, it's more which one goes where.
Yeah, because like we've got the episodes sorted, but it's just kind of like, well, this one will fit really well
you
here.
know, this whole end of the show. So there's no comic of the week. So it sounds like we're completely unprepared. We have not giving anybody any actual topic for next week, and we're coming up with like, oh no, we totally got it sorted, you guys.
Okay, well, look, we've got a couple of options, right? We have like, there's a whole bunch of finales next week, so we can do like a finale showdown.
Yeah.
Which like, that'll be pretty cool, right?
Right.
We got like, we're going to do a top 5 best Christmas movies.
We are, because it's coming into Christmas.
It's coming into Christmas.
And we've got to do a recap of 2016.
We're going to do a recap of 2016, all the movies, and we also got Rogue One.
Correct.
So there's your next bloody 4 weeks of episodes.
There you go. Now you know.
Yeah. Try and guess the order.
Yeah, let us know what you think is coming next, because we do know. I swear to God.
We
Wink.
do. Ting.
Hey, you want to thank some people?
Yes, let's thank the listeners, the subscribers, and the reviewers, etc. Why'd you put etc. there?
Because I always put etc.
Really?
These are just references.
My
you don't
God.
need to
I'm
read
I'm reading
word
everything.
that is there.
Hey, we still haven't got to 50.
Hey, we haven't. Hey, you guys.
Get us to 50.
It's getting close to Christmas. Can you get us to 50?
We've been good boys.
We have.
We've been the
Wink.
goodest. We've been the goodest boys, and we've made lots of episodes of this podcast.
So, jump on. Give us a review. Get us to 50, preferably 5 stars.
Yeah.
Don't get us to 50 with 5 more 1 stars. That would not be good.
Well, it wouldn't be terrible, would it? No, I would.
It would. I was genuinely concerned as to whether you were serious or not.
Hey, you can find us on Facebook. That's Comic Confidential. We've also got an Instagram, a Twitter, and a YouTube. That's at Comic Con Pod, but not for YouTube. You've got to look in the show notes.
Yeah,
for that one.
We've got a Snapchat, which is kind of run by everybody now. I've jumped on board too.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I get into it.
Except you do like 3-second snaps.
Yeah, it's just given like just a little bit, just a glimpse of the world of Comic Confidential. It's like a blink and you'll miss it. You look at it and you're like, oh, what was that? And you really want more, but you can't get it because it's only
Unless
3
you
seconds.
just hit again.
Yeah, well, you can go back and actually check out the story if you want.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure this thing out. We have a website that is comicconpod.com where you can find all our episodes, and you can also find all the Comic of the Weeks, which I swear to God, this week's one will be up there. Venom #1. Get into it.
We've also got the Patreon. If you want to support the show, jump on there. That's patreon.com/ComicConPod. I need to send all the things out.
You do now.
Yeah, it is
the
time.
end of the month.
It
Hey, you
is.
guys, there's some stuff coming to you.
This week.
Wink. No, there will be.
And we've also got the Loot Crate. Jump on there. You get yourself possibly a discount. Troy, did you read it yet?
Yes. Don't forget, we also have the sweet ass deal with Comic Blitz, where you can get yourself a free month subscription to their Ultimate package if you use the promo code ComicConPod. Do that.
So do they get a discount with the Loot Crate, mate?
Thanks for listening. As always, I'm Troy,
I'm Cade.
and this has been Comic Confidential.
Cheers.
Peace.
I'll let you have your piece back.
Yeah, I know. I don't think they get a discount. No, I don't know.
They
I didn't
should.
read it.
They send me emails like all the time.
Yeah, we should read them sometime.
No.
Imagine if you actually read your emails.
Is that a thing?
Are you going to press stop?